From Forgotten Islands to a World Cup Dream. Chapter 1, A Country Hidden in the Atlantic. Far from the world's biggest stadiums lies a small nation scattered across the Atlantic Ocean. Cape Verde is a country of volcanic islands, fishermen, strong winds, and endless horizons. With a population of only around 600,000 people, few believed it could ever stand alongside football's greatest nations. Yet every dream begins in a place the world barely notices. Chapter 2, The Team Nobody Believed in. As the 2026 FIFA World Cup approached, experts spoke about Argentina, Spain, Brazil, Germany, France, and England. Predictions filled television screens, but Cape Verde's name was almost never mentioned. To most people, they were simply another small nation, making up the numbers. They arrived without expectations, without superstars, and without the world's belief. Chapter 3, Walking into History. The tunnel leading onto the World Cup pitch felt longer than ever. On one side stood football giants with legendary histories. On the other stood players who had once watched those same stars on television. When they stepped onto the field, they carried not only their dreams, but the hopes of an entire nation that had waited for this moment. Chapter 4, Fear Never Entered the Game. The opening minutes belonged to their opponents. The favorites controlled possession, attacked relentlessly, and expected Cape Verde to collapse. But something unexpected happened. Every tackle was harder. Every sprint was faster. Every save inspired another. Minute by minute, the underdogs refused to disappear. They were no longer just participating. They were competing. Chapter 5. The night the world took notice against one of football's traditional powers, Cape Verde played with courage instead of fear. They defended together, attacked with confidence, and matched every challenge. When the final whistle blew, the result shocked millions. It was more than a scoreline. It was the moment the football world realized this small nation belonged on the biggest stage. Chapter 6. Turning respect into belief. The next challenge was even greater. Another football giant stood in their way. But Cape Verde no longer played like outsiders. They trusted each other, fought for every ball, and refused to surrender. Every match strengthened their confidence. Every performance earned more respect. The impossible was slowly becoming believable. Chapter 7. A nation the world finally knew. The players who had arrived as unknown names were suddenly appearing across headlines, television broadcasts, and social media. Fans around the world began learning how to pronounce Cape Verde. Their story had become the tournament's greatest surprise. They reminded everyone that football is not always won by history, money, or reputation, but by heart. Chapter 8. More than football. Whether Cape Verde lifts the World Cup or not, their journey has already become unforgettable. They prove that greatness is not measured by population or tradition. It is measured by courage, belief, and the willingness to fight when nobody expects you to succeed. Sometimes the greatest victory is not winning the trophy. Sometimes it is making the entire world believe that even the smallest nation can dream.